problem that has been on the streets of the Philippines for a long time. To jaywalk is to walk at the center island of a street, thoroughfare, or highway so as to obstruct, hinder, or prevent free passage of vehicles. By doing so, accidents and fatalities have occurred numerous times. From 2005 to 2011, over 50,000 incidents of jaywalking were recorded by the MMDA. During the term of Bayani Fernando's stay as MMDA chairman, numerous deaths due to jaywalking have been tallied. And now, with the current MMDA chairman, Francis Tolentino, these unlikely deaths still occur and has increased since Bayani's last year as head. Over the past 6 years, a total of 1,139 deaths were recorded. The chairperson, Francis Tolentino, has addressed this problem and promised the people better and more disciplined streets. He called this the anti-jaywalking campaign.
Pinaigting na simula ngayong araw ang kampanya ng MMDA kontra jaywalking.
Tingin ng ahensya ngayong pasukan ay ang pagpapatupad ng no jaywalking policy.
Kahapon ilang kababayan natin ang nahuli ng MMDA sa mas pinaigting na kampanya kontra jaywalking.
The jaywalking campaign caught the attention of the media. Last June, the evening news were filled with reports regarding this issue. First, let us look on what Chairman Tolentino and the staff of MMDA have done in order to intensify this campaign. To place authority, more than 100 enforcers, also known as Men in Red, were deployed in the main roads. They are tasked to catch people who are jaywalking, and they also serve as movable signage as they have bottom-of-wind posters with them. From 150 pesos, jaywalking fines were increased to 200 pesos, or if not able to pay, to have an on-the-spot emergency preparedness seminar. This was approved by the Metro Manila Council, which is composed of all the mayors of Metro Manila and the policy-making arm of MMDA. Cartoon-like images of jaywalkers jumping over the fence and being slapped on the ground were placed in order to scare people on what the consequences might be regarding jaywalking. With just 1 week after intensifying this act, the Men in Red had nabbed 1,544 jaywalkers. It really did look like this campaign is off to a good start, with their goal to promote discipline and order on the street. First, let us take a look and analyze the point of views of the different social actors involved in this issue. The authority, the jaywalker, and the motorist. From the point of view of the authorities, anti-jaywalking is a means of getting civil society more disciplined. It also accomplishes the following: improve traffic flow. No jaywalkers would translate to lesser traffic obstructions. As a result, smoother flow of vehicles which get the commuting public faster to their destinations. Safer roads. No jaywalking would equate to avoidance or diminished incidences of accidents involving pedestrians. It means a safer place for both the pedestrians and the vehicle users on the road. Redeployment of resources. No jaywalking can enable the traffic enforcement agencies to redeploy their manpower into other tasks rather than crowd control. Lesser deployment would also benefit the economies of scale, as local government units will no longer have to hire additional full-time equivalent just to police erring pedestrians. Cost benefits. No jaywalking is cost beneficial to the local government unit, as it does not have to make and remake new signages, posters, tarpaulins, and launch costly ad campaigns just for the citizenry to obey the ordinance. Curbed corruption. No jaywalking would deter possible source of corruption from scalawag law enforcers that would resort to multing the unsuspecting violators of jaywalking, instead of the local government unit benefiting from the fines imposed on the violator. Mindset versus crime. Anti-jaywalking is a basic form of discipline which inspires people to avoid committing soft crimes or violations. By getting the people to follow simple ordinances, the government is training the people to adopt a mindset versus crime. From the point of view of authorities, anti-jaywalking would improve traffic flow, produce safer roads, redeploy useful resources, have good cost benefits, curb corruption, and have a mindset versus crime. Now, let us look at the point of view of the jaywalker.
Why do I jaywalk? I will get to my destination faster if I cross anywhere along the street.
Madali na ako kasi pagsakayan lang dito lang mas madali yung daan.
The pedestrian lanes are always out of my way from my intended location or next point of crossing.
Meron pong footbridge po doon at saka dito po. Mga isang ano po. Bakit po dito lang po kayo tabi kaysa po sa may kabila po? Mas malapit dito kaysa doon nakakariba na po. Eh, hindi po ba makakapagpa po kayo o ano? Hindi naman. Ayusin lang pagkain. Sige po. Salamat. Okay, bye-bye. Tatawid na ako. Bye-bye.
The footbridges you have provided as an alternative to the pedestrian lanes are very cumbersome to climb.
Nahihirapan ako yung tuhod ko. Kaya tumatiming na lang ako. Pag wala nagdadaan, stop yan. Dapat tumatawin.
Pero hindi kayo natatakot mahagip ng mga sasakyan.
Hindi. Buhay yan. Kanya-kanyang oras lang.
I simply do not know that there is an anti-jaywalking campaign and ordinance enforced in my locality because everyone crosses the street wherever they like.
Hindi po sila sinumultahan po kayo or kung hindi po kayo makabayad, dinadala po kayo dun sa City Hall po para mag-community service.
Hindi ko alam na men in red na pala sila ngayon.
Ano ba po yung
There is no strict law enforcement for jaywalkers. If there is such an ordinance existing in my locality, I do not see it applied by the law enforcer. A person jaywalks because he or she will get to his or her destination faster. Pedestrian lanes or footbridges are out of their way. Footbridges are too high for them. They are unaware. The ordinance is not strictly enforced in their locality. Lastly, let us take a look at the point of view of the motorists and what they could get from this campaign. Illegal crossing of pedestrians along major thoroughfares and highways is one of the leading causes of road accidents involving pedestrians and vehicles. Vehicle owners who figure in road mishaps involving pedestrians are often prosecuted by the law even when the pedestrian is in clear violation.
When people jaywalk, they impede smooth traffic flow as vehicle users tend to slow down even at areas when there are no pedestrian lanes.
For motorists, anti-jaywalking would give them safety and less road disruptions.
She expected the world, but it flew away from her reach.
One is financial backing. Last year's request from the MMDA to have a 1.5 billion budget was turned down by the Congress. Instead, 1.3 billion was given, and only 29 million of that is allocated for traffic management concerns. For this campaign to work, MMDA should have a big budget in order to fully enforce the management of anti-jaywalking and the like.
The other one is to have political will. In this case, government resolved to fully implement anti-jaywalking campaign or ordinance. We can see that the government is really trying to implement this, but what's missing is a consistent enforcement. Just 2 weeks ago, in an 8-minute video, we've got 3 incidences of jaywalking in Quezon Avenue, which was unseen by the MMDA.
Life goes on, it gets so heavy. The wheel breaks.
That is why the group has come up with plans of action in order to fully implement this campaign and to provide consistent enforcement. We call it Master Plan 2012. First is to make this ordinance into a law. An ordinance is passed by the local municipality only, while a law is passed by the state legislature and has effect throughout the entire state, regardless of its political borders, meaning that every city in the country would have the same regulations and restrictions regarding this. It's better to have a law because it defends us and guides us from what could be possible danger to our bodies. unlike an ordinance where people could just pay the 200 and do it all over again. Not following a law will actually send someone to jail, so people will actually follow it. It may seem like a threat, but like in all laws, it just applies more discipline to the society. Heftier fines must be imposed. Like for example, in California, the fine for jaywalking is $170, and when converted is about 7,000 pesos. Jaywalking was down by 70% ever since this fine was imposed. A price range like this should be implemented to force the pedestrians to think twice before committing the violation. Third, it should have better advertisements. Even with changing the signs from walang tuwira nakakamatay into bawal tumawid may namatay na dito, this still doesn't have an effect on the pedestrians. Also, adding these cartoon-like images of jaywalkers who got ran over has no effect on people, simply because it's a cartoon. I mean, who would take it seriously? Minor improvements could be done to that, like getting a better layout of the sign and also placing it in strategic positions. Like the Yossi Kadiri campaign, graphic and gory images of jaywalking victims could also be posted on streets so that people would take it more seriously rather than seeing a cartoon image. Fourth is to add more safety infrastructures such as clean and available footbridges on roads, working and monitored surveillance cameras, functioning pedestrian-assisted crossing lines, and well-painted pedestrian lanes. Fifth and lastly, we need to re-educate our local traffic management enforcers about the ordinance of anti-jaywalking. If we ask this enforcer who claims to catch jaywalkers, we would have been misinformed.
Hindi na po makapagbayad. May parang upo kayo for 15 minutes. Opo. Ano galing ka doon, takbo? Di ba meron? Magkano na po?
If the authorities are not properly informed or do not know what they are doing, then they have failed in giving the pedestrians the safety they need. Following the rules involves interaction between the officials and the citizens, so both should do their part on knowing what to do. We believe that if these plans were implemented, then we are one step closer into achieving a disciplined and organized street. Implementing the anti-jaywalking campaign thoroughly would consume time and energy, both on the authority and the people. But in the end, it would be worth it.
Would jaywalking be finally prevented?
No. Because some people lack discipline.
Eh, mahirap kasi disiplinahin ang Pilipino. Sana, pero I doubt. Sige po.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it can improve because those who follow the rules will set the example and maybe some will follow sooner or later. Yes. Why? How? That's not impossible.
Like this guy, we believe that the people would eventually follow the anti-jaywalking campaign. With this, mortality rate of hit and run would lessen, disciplined pedestrians would arise, and the society would have a good impression as an organized and civilized country.